What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title on the screen, today I found a very special, rare, retro build in NBA 2K23 on next gen, and it's actually going to come out to be called the two-way scoring machine. Now this build, I'm telling y'all, it's going to remind me of a lot of different players, but when it comes down to this build, we're going to be able to get sharpshooting, lockdown, shot creating, and playmaking takeover. Now as of season 6, for the batch count, we're going to be able to get anywhere from 84 to 90 off rip. And then as for the animations, we're going to be able to get elite dribble moves and every single layup package. Now when it comes down to this build as a whole, for the attributes, the one that can definitely reach a 100 plus is going to be our driving layup, mid-range shot and 3-point, ball handle, speed with ball, perimeter defense, and our steal. Now with this build, I'm telling y'all, this is one of the most rare build names that you can possibly make, and one of the best builds when it comes down to what we're going to be able to do on the offensive end. So look, I just want to say thank y'all for those of you who are coming through, and if it's your first time, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So as you can see with this build, the offense is definitely there. The defense, I'm telling y'all, gonna be one of the best out of its position. Now my favorite thing is definitely gonna be the inside with the finishing, but then also when it comes down to being able to be a threat from the outside, definitely wraps this build up perfectly. So let's go ahead and get started by creating this build out of the shooting guard position. Now when it comes down to our actual body settings, for the height today, I'm going to go with 6'4". Moving on to the weight, put this up 10 pounds to 215. And then as for the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7 feet exactly. Now the body shape I like best is going to be burly. That's really going to be special with this build today. Now when it comes down to the rest of this area, go ahead and get started when it comes down to our physicals first. So what I decided to do is go with the 75 when it comes down to the speed. As for the acceleration, I'm going to go with an 80. Now moving on to the stamina, put this up to an 87, and then I'm going to leave the vertical and strength just as they are. Now they will be moved up later down the road, but as for now, let's get started when it comes down to the playmaking. So as for the pass accuracy, I'm going to go with the 70. Ball handle, put this up to a 92 to unlock every single dribble package. And then for the speed with ball, I'm going to go with an 83. Now we get a total of 22 badges. Now look, we get ankle breaker and Hall of Fame. We get vice grip, quick first step, hyperdrive. And then for the gold, I'm looking at unpluckable with killer combos and clap breaker. And then we get handles for days, mismatch expert. And the rest of the way, I'm telling y'all, really we get a good amount of badges to pick from. Now moving on to the defensive end, go ahead and put that perimeter defense up to an 87. As for when it comes down to the steal, go with an 86, and right there, we get a total of 18 badges. Now make sure that every single number on this list is going to look like exactly how I have it right here. The ones that I'm focused on are going to be anchor, box out beast, post lockdown, rebound chaser with chase down artist, and then we get glove with interceptor, and then for the gold badges I like challenger, and for the Hall of Fame I'm looking at menace, workhorse, and ankle braces are definitely going to be the 3 that I would focus on. Now as for this build as a whole, I think we're off to a pretty good start. 40 badges just out of the playmaking and defense alone, 5 if you do count the finishing right now. Moving on to the shooting, go ahead and put the mid-range shot up to an 88. Now that's going to be the same exact number when it comes down to the 3-point shot. And then as for the free throw, I'm going to go with an 80 for a total of 26 badges. Now I like also Midi Magician, a volume shooter, amped with Space Crater, Then we get Green Machine on gold, blinders, silver agent 3, limitless range, and the rest of the way I'm telling y'all, you definitely have a lot of options to choose from. Now to wrap it up for the finishing, I'm going to go ahead and put my driving layup up to a 90, and then as for when it comes down to the close shot, I thought it would make this build really unique to put it up to an 85. Now we have a few remaining leftover attributes, so I really want to be sure that everybody who is recreating this build makes it exactly how I bring it to y'all. So as long as these numbers are how they are right now, I think we're going to be set to move forward. And as long as you have these numbers like this, everything else will work out in your favor. Now as you can see, there are a few minor adjustments, but the main attributes for the build are definitely going to remain, so I went with an 82 for the free throw. As for when it comes down to this area, 75 speed, 81 acceleration, 89 stamina, just a few small changes, but as you can see, we get Giant Slayer on Hall of Fame, also Pro Touch, Gold Fearless Finisher, Acrobat, Fast Twitch with Slithery, and then when it comes down to the bronze badges, we have a good selection to pick from. Now just something that everybody should take into consideration. The +4 that you get from buying your own boosts, the additional one that we get from playing better, which will be a +4 to 5. Now running with a teammate that has on Hall of Fame Florida General is another +4, and then +10 from 2 separate takeovers is going to allow this build to reach at least a +20. Now however you decide to go about the makeup, base it off of your own preference and playstyle. Before the takeovers, we're going to be able to get the shot creating, sharpshooting, playmaking, and then the lockdown. Now the ones that I like best for this build personally, I don't think we're going to need to pick the shot creating or the sharpshooting, but if you do want the most out of the playmaking area, first I would really consider team ratings boost, especially to break ankles. Now the second one, I'm going to go with either extreme clamps or ankle breaking shots. Limitless range takeover, all three of these are a good option, but today I'm going to go with the extreme clamps. Now let's go ahead and move forward to make sure we made the build correctly, and if you followed along every single step of the way, we should be getting these 3 comparisons, and as y'all can see together, we have created none other than the rare 2-way scoring machine, and I love the fact that one of these is going to be the comparison of Kyrie Irving. Now let me know down below your thoughts and opinion on this build. Did you make it exactly how I brought it to y'all, or recreate your own version? Now today, I think we made a pretty good rare build, especially for the name. Add everything up like I just previously mentioned when it comes down to the attributes, and this build is definitely going to be one of the best shooting guards that you can make. Now from here, let's go ahead and wrap it up with a breakdown of the badges. As for these finishing badges, I'm going to go with Silver Fast Twitch, Gold Acrobat, Fearless Finisher, and Core Hall of Fame Pro Touch. Now I think for this build, you have everything and more needed out of tier 2. You can definitely go the extra route to unlock Slithery on the gold tier and core it down the road, but if you wanted to, you definitely have a good selection out of tier 1 as well. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go with Silver Agent 3, Core Limitless Range, and then Hall of Fame Space Creator, Amped, MIDI Magician, and Volume Shooter. Now I love the 4 Hall of Fame badges that we unlock, and if you want to, you definitely can consider badges like Deadeye, Green Machine of course, but look, if you throw the 4 extra badges for my career into this area, or even 3, we'll definitely be able to get this badge at least on the bronze tier. Now for tier 1, I think we picked the most important of what's available, and these are actually going to be the jump shots that we can pick and recreate from, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what the build is going to be able to do. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with Silver Handles for Days, Gold Core, Killer Combos, Hall of Fame Quick First Step, Hyperdrive, and then Ankle Breaker. Now for tier 1, other badges that I was taking into consideration was Hall of Fame Vice Grip. For tier 2, of course, Unpluckable. And then for tier 3, these are really optional, but you definitely cannot count out Clamp Breaker. Now when it comes down to the defensive end, I spreaded the wealth out of tier 1 with Anchor on Bronze, Box Out Beast, Chase an Artist, Rebound Chaser, Post Lockdown with Pogo Stick. Then from there, Silver Glove, Core, Gold Challenger with Hall of Fame Menace. Now this is what today's build is going to be looking like and able to do. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinion on this badge layout. And if you did make it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for your support, and more so than anything, thank God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God, King Jesus, where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.